Hey guys, so I was told that I film a lot of Whisperfans. Apparently this is the Whisperfan channel now. I didn't think I filmed that many Whisperfans. Pete, do you think I filmed a lot of Whisperfans?
We have. I don't even. Oh, there's the meter. I was like looking for it.
Yeah, more than verandas or gold lines. I don't know.
It's pretty neck and neck.
Equal, but like consistently the same.
I think we filmed a lot of verandas.
A lot. I love verandas. I love gold lines. I love terras and island fans, and
we haven't really done as many terras.
They're harder to find.
Or even island fans.
Yeah, they're harder to find. Yeah, and they're all broken. Blender fans.
That we find.
Yeah.
Or even premiums, Casa Classics.
Casa Classics premiums.
And
yeah.
Designers, plastic.
I don't know. Whisperfans are definitely high on my list, but I don't think they like edge out any of my other favorites. But this is a Whisperfan 4, which does not appear in any of my Homestead literature that I can find. Which is, so the Whisperfan 1 was ornate and 4-blade. Whisperfan 2 was S-vent and 4-blade. Whisperfan 3 was 6-blade with the long nose copy plate like this and 38-inch. And then Whisperfan 4 is the big version of that. And then I don't know what you call the S-vent 6-blade. I don't know if that's still a Whisperfan 2 or 5 or 4. I don't know what you call that. But this is one of the earliest Whisperfan 4s that I have found because it has a metal flywheel. I don't think I've ever found a 4 with a metal flywheel before. Maybe I have and forgotten, but I surely don't remember it. It has one of their early ball socket canopies. These are not fan canopies. So what Homestead did when they want... So apparently Homestead would buy a lot of Casablanca's leftover parts, and that's why they ended up with Casablanca canopies. But apparently when they stopped doing that, they started buying these, which is a canopy and mounting bracket from pendant lights. Like, have you ever seen commercial pendant lights that hang on a ball socket? They're usually like old, like remember those old mercury vapors in malls and stuff like that? So that's what this is. This is a lighting canopy. This is not a fan canopy.
Northridge had them really long cylinder type.
Yep.
And I believe they did hang. Then I think when they remodeled at the very end of the 80s to beginning of the 90s, they had similar. It was like a one-cylinder light, and then it had those big square frames around them.
Oh, yeah. Did Northridge ever have fans? No memory? Okay.
Maybe like in the barber shop had like huggers, and JCPenney in their changing or fitting rooms.
I wonder if those are still there.
It's possible. Remember, it hasn't been touched. Like,
if you're into dead malls, Google Northridge Mall, Milwaukee, Wisconsin.
Oh, yeah.
It's a pretty sad story, but there's a lot of cool stuff to see along the way.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's literally near me. I mean...
Oh, yeah. It's right down the street from Pete. And right down the street from my church. It's probably like halfway between my church and your house, honestly.
It probably is.
I'm actually going to Google that because now I'm curious. But I'll wait till the video is started.
I told you, like, the Kohl's across the street from it.
Well, I wonder what they had. The Kohl's grocery store. See, we need Rick here to do impressions.
Yeah, that's where I saw the gold lines.
And he saw the gold lines.
But remember, as soon as you started describing all that stuff, it's like I knew exactly what you were talking about.
So from my church to Northridge is 6 miles, and from Northridge to Germantown, I'm just going to use the city rather than the full address, because, you know, I don't know if anybody... Okay, no, that's saying Northridge, Los Angeles. That is not the same Northridge.
No, there is a Northridge that's active.
8 miles. So it is pretty close to equidistant between...
But I think depending on where in Germantown you're mapping to, because, I mean, I'm literally at the edge.
Yeah.
Literally.
He's literally at the edge. So,
and the closest to it, so...
So this one... it would have been variable speed, but they removed the variable speed and mounted it in the wall, which was something you were, encouraged to do. And when this fan was being removed, the electrician removed and tossed the variable speed.
Was it just a cardboard box?
It would have been a cardboard box with like the little Casablanca style knob.
Oh well, I know.
And they put the little filler in there. Yep.
I know that we got the cardboard box.
We do, so we could replace it if necessary.
Yeah, literally. I know we could do that.
I think the knob would be a little harder, but we could put any knob in there.
Yeah, it wouldn't bother me.
Wouldn't bother Pete.
No,
So.
it wouldn't bother me, but as long as we can put that back in play.
Well, let's do 0 to high.
Yes.
So what do we think it's going to do 0 to high? This one has an Emerson motor. So Homestead used both Emerson and Casablanca. Emerson what? They used both Emerson and GE interchangeably. I think the earliest ones had GE, but even pretty this is probably the earliest I've ever seen with Emerson.
I don't think that the canopy on it, the ball and socket. I don't think they did it after the bell canopy. I think it was just their version of a slope ceiling canopy.
It was, but it was not like it was not right away. So they made them simultaneously. I'm not sure about that, but I know their very first canopy option was the hang true, and they even had those like weird hang trues with like the down rod with the joint in it for vaulted ceiling.
Mm-hmm.
So okay.
Yeah.
So what do we think it's gonna do on ye old 0 to high?
I'm thinking that the
What,
way
2? What? 2? What?
I think Homestead might have a little inrush.
Pete says little in rush. Anybody want to offer Pete the odds?
Probably a little. It's an Emerson.
I'll say medium inrush.
I don't think we have a category for medium in rush. We have small, big, and 0.
Okay, I'll have ass or 0 inrush.
Okay, I'm gonna say big in rush. Okay, Pete, go ahead.
Okay.
Jumps up to, wow, 1.3.
Oh, yeah.
Was not expecting that from a K55. Let's see how far it drops.
What tends to be faster on?
This is probably a GE motor.
I looked at it. It was Emerson.
Oh, really?
I was surprised.
Yeah, that is. It's quite a lot
If
of
it
credit.
drops one hair more, I win. Yay, I win!
What did we say?
I said big, and it turned out to be big, although it was neck and neck.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
not like
I know.
super huge. I
No,
mean, that's.
It's only a fraction more than.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the Emerson motors tend to be slower.
So Emerson offered a few different options of their K55s, and I don't know how many there were. I know in their own fans,
Yeah, this is.
it's gonna be power factor close to 1, huh? No,
Yeah,
not quite close to 1. Like maybe
125
3/4.
watts.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, you're right. 3/4. I'll call.
So Emerson offered a bunch of different variations in the K55, and I can't tell you what they all were. Just that, like, you find all different sorts of them in Emerson's fans. As far as what they offered for other companies, I'm not sure how many variations there were. I know Casablancas were all the same, and as far as I know, you can stop it whenever.
Yep, you're.
Because we know what it does airflow-wise. It's a
Yeah.
K55. Casablancas were all the same, and as far as I know, they were not used in anybody else's. Like, that motor was unique to Casablanca.
I've seen a late '80s Four Seasons that had a slightly different K55, and it had like different end bells on the motor. It was very interesting.
But it was the Emerson K55. It wasn't a different brand or a different.
It was. But it was like it had like a silver end. It had like slightly curved silver end bells on it. It was very weird.
I have to see it to know what you're talking about. Most of them, most of them have the same end bells, and the only difference is whether or not they're vented.
I've also seen end bells where the top, it wasn't on the Casablanca, but I've seen it where the top had the same end bell as the bottom. That was also.
The hell is it?
That's
You know
pretty
where an
standard.
end bell is on the motor, Noah?
No.
Imagine not knowing what an end bell is.
How about tell me, bitch?
No, I'm not telling you shit. Figure it out.
So where do we think it's gonna start on yield test rate?
Well, do we have reverse? We actually do.
Well, I figured we'd do reverse once we've got some speeds.
Oh.
But it's up to you.
3.
You want to do reverse 0 to high? We can.
Yeah.
Okay. Pete wants to do reverse right away, so we'll reverse right away. It is.
Yeah. The only thing we didn't do on the Emerson was the Emerson. We didn't do the 3-speed, but that's all right.
Oh yeah, I haven't done those in a while. Talking about the silent video.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah.
Know if
I've been taking a break from those. I don't know. I might go back into them, but I haven't.
it's all right.
I haven't kept up with them, so
All right.
you know, we'll see.
You don't know what a silent video is, Noah? Like in the 1920s?
I don't think he was alive then.
None of us were, but I see a lot of that stuff.
Neither was I. But I know what it is.
Yeah, I'm familiar with that.
Go ahead, Pete.
Favorite one is the one vampire. He was like a bald vampire. from like the 1920s. It was
I
a
might know
silent
what he's
movie.
talking about.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. He was like pretty horrifying for that time. It was like one of the early horror movies.
So-
What are we talking about?
Not to change the subject back to fans, but did you hear any bearing noise from this, Pete?
No.
That's pretty impressive. When I got this, part of the reason I opened the motor was because it was locked up completely. And I
Yep,
freed it up, so I'm surprised that it's silent.
Yeah, just like, remember we retested one of the gold lines. The Cole's gold lines at the attic shop. And you said you freed half of those up.
Yeah.
And that one was, because we were comparing to the context, you have cast ones that
Yep.
were also locked up, and then they made rough bearing noise, and when I wondered about the gold lines, I was surprised there wasn't
Yeah, they freed
any.
up silently.
That is...
What if I feel my phone?
What is it, Mr. Bones?
Okay, so I think we're done with reverse.
Okay.
At least with
What
the
were you
single
talking
speed.
about in the night? You were talking about something that was related to the 1920s.
Your mom.
Yeah. And this is the
No, like
vampire
a
I was
movie.
talking
My
about.
mom was not. Oh, actually,
What's the name of the movie,
my
though?
mom
I can't
used to
remember.
Oh, it doesn't say there on the whole link that you just brought up?
No. Not off the top.
Okay, well, we can, where do we think it's going to start on the test rig?
I think it's gonna start on. I'll go with 3. On the kind
Pete
of
says
low,
3.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with. I said 3.
Based on how
Aren't
much
you special?
What'd you say?
I'll say 2,
Okay.
just because.
He wants to.
Copycat. Cat copier.
Just one.
You forgot to tighten that?
Yeah, it didn't loosen.
That's good.
But there. Okay. Didn't loosen.
Where are we
much.
going with this?
Alright.
Getting traces. I mean,
Didn't really
Oh,
jerk
spots,
either,
so.
so. Alright, let's give the decade box a whirl here. Let's see. Alright, here we go. 1, 2.
Thought it but moved on 1 a little bit.
I didn't see it. Oh, it's moving on 2.
Definitely moving on 2.
Yeah. Anyone
Dang
say?
it!
Anyone say 2? That's.
I said 2.
Oh wow! Well, you actually got it.
I think
It's not
gonna
looking
keep
like
going.
it's gonna stall out.
Noah's faking being tired.
There was a time in my collecting this that I would have loved all my fans to have a low speed like this. Even though it's completely useless, I just loved it. Like, I wanted to see the fan go as slow as possible. As a kid, I was obsessed with that too.
I just realized, for a second, I completely thought there wasn't even a fan installed. Just how bad.
But I'm surprised at this that it started this
Don't
low.
people
I didn't
still
think it
set
was.
their variable
Sorry, I didn't
speed
realize
to
you
be
guys were. There you go.
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't.
no, it's just a camera.
Oh, that's definitely gonna keep going. That's 2.
Yeah.
Here's 3. Yeah, I didn't think it would start
Don't
this
people
low with what
still
you
set
said about the
their variable
bearings.
speed
Yeah, it's a
trims
pleasant
to be as
surprise.
slow as
Yeah.
possible?
What'd you
Yeah,
say?
Why not?
4.
So I said, don't people still set their variable speed trims to be as slow as they can go?
I still do because I figure there's no harm in it because like you can always turn it higher.
This
But
is the most range.
yeah,
Oh
exactly.
yeah, I mean I do it too. Nothing wrong with it.
You set the low speed trim as low as you can get without stalling out, and then you have a full range of speeds.
What's the point in having a huge deck?
There's
No,
5.
just not
The only
very-
reason I set
Yeah.
the low trims at the barn the way I did was because some of them did stall out.
Yep.
I wanted to make sure that doesn't happen when I'm away.
Nope, we don't want that.
So here's 5, which is a decent low right here.
I wonder why.
But yeah, it
I
just
mean,
said
this
it
is a
close
standard,
and it started on itself.
Value for
It's
low
just as
speed,
slow
so I can go with
Yeah,
that.
the Homestead controls I had were 5, 10,
6.
15.
7 and 8.
I wonder why from the factory, like the low speed trims were set so high. Like they wanted a functional low, or what was it?
Yeah, sometimes even higher than that.
And
I don't know. They just put them together.
What? No.
They don't set them at all. They just.
Yeah, I wonder if there was no real quality control when it comes to where the low-speed trims were set, because even with
Probably
the same
not.
model fan, they seem to be all over the place.
Oh yeah. Here's 10.
No,
Yeah, I'm guessing it was just
A little bit fast for medium low. There's 12.
Some companies did, but not all of them.
And 13.
Really?
Yeah, Emerson
Who
did.
included
14.
only Emerson?
And
I don't remember who
and
else,
here's
honestly.
15, so here would be if you would
That's
take
not a
that.
bad medium.
Okay.
It's a little slow for medium high, but it's not a bad medium.
Right. Well, remember high is all the way up to like 1.27,
Yeah.
so really, and if you wanted, let's see if I can get it up to 20. Here's 16. 18, 17. 18.
Vintage fixtures. See, now I've
19.
started doing my bad Pete impression again.
It's a week
And here is 20. I mean, this is, yeah, even 20 is a little close.
Yeah, this is definitely not the same K55 that like Emerson used in the fans that we just tested, because this
Right.
is, yeah, it's interesting how different K55s were.
Yeah, especially when on high. This one draws like almost 1.3.
Yeah, it draws about the same as the GE motor. In fact, a little more than some of the GEs.
Yeah, because the previous Emerson we did was more like a Casablanca,
Mm-hmm.
like 0.79, 0.8. That's what a Casablanca K55 they'd set to draw. Here it is. 21. 22. 23. I'm getting real close. 24. Okay, I mean, I wonder if I'm even over at all. I
No.
just hit the high right now. Okay, I turned it off and
Oh, you are a little over. You're right.
let's just see if it really goes over
Yeah.
or not at all.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. So it's over 20.
Okay, so how noisy do we think it's going to be with the variable speed control? Now remember, this fan would have originally had a variable speed control installed, but it also has a metal flywheel and a metal on metal mounting system. There's no vibration isolation.
I've been in the living room, so I'm going to say living room quiet just based on the down rod configuration.
I'm gonna say
It's possible. Yeah.
What do you think, Pete?
maybe
Ooh.
quiet.
I'm gonna go with
It was
noisy.
definitely a nice install, just judging like the slope ceiling adapter and the
Long
down
spiral
rod
down rod, yeah.
But some reason the capacitor was totally silent, even with metal on metal and all those factors you said.
Yep.
It didn't even make any noise. But
That's true. Let's see. I'm going to go
I'll
with
say
living room quiet.
okay,
Just because it looks like it was in a living room.
it's possible. It looks like a. I'm going up right now.
Like, you know, when you get fans, you can tell, like, oh, that was definitely in the living room.
Oh yeah, especially at Restore when you see them long down rodded ones.
I mean, there are bedrooms with long down rods, but they usually
Yeah.
are light.
Right, but a lot of those have been
I don't hear anything yet.
surprising.
I know. I'll be very pleasantly surprised if it...
I just turned off the heater for a second.
Here, I'm going to turn off the dumbasses for a second. So far, it's silent.
Yeah, I can call that silent. Yeah, there's.
Okay, everybody was wrong.
Yeah, we thought this was going to be noisy. Very surprised at this, but in a good way.
Yeah. I mean, I almost call that silent as opposed to bedroom quiet.
Pretty much.
Which is interesting when you consider that some of the ones with rubber flywheels and rubber mountings are
Yeah.
not silent. So
Right.
it's just luck of the draw, I guess. Okay, I'm going to unmute the dumbasses.
I have
Okay.
one from that same era. It's like it's the X-Men one, but it has the metal flywheel and everything.
I like those a lot.
Yeah, I gave up a rubber flywheel one recently.
Okay, well, I think we've actually done everything on this one, haven't we?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Pete, what are you thinking? One more fan?
I wanted to get.
Pete, you want to get going?
Yeah.
Okay, well, I guess this is the last
Yeah.
fan of the night.
Okay.
And are you going to the barn yet tonight, or are you probably going straight home?
I'll probably go home. I don't need to stop there
Okay.
at least tonight.
Well, I know Rick's coming on Monday. I think you got to work Monday, but depending on how early he
Yeah.
comes, you could always join us.
Well, I have practice usually in the early
okay.
evening. That's usually why. If there wasn't practice, I could still come out early, but then I'd have to be back for work later on.
Okay. Well, I guess that's it for tonight. So we will see you guys. Well, I will see Rick and I will see you Monday, and then Pete and I will see, because with the holidays, our schedules are all different than they normally would be. But hopefully, Pete and I can do some more stuff soon.
Oh yeah, we will. We will.